Good afternoon, everybody. Today is March 5th, 2015, and welcome to our live market analysis for the Euro-USD. I'm the Chief Technical Analyst here at HyperFX Academy, and I'll be walking you through some of the trade setups that occurred during the US session for the Euro-USD today. Now on the chart, you're looking at a 5-pip Renko chart. This is our standard chart, which basically means that each one of these bricks you're seeing on your chart represents 5 pips in movement. And basically we have these dots, which is our zigzag indicator, to identify support and resistance levels. Now a simple strategy that is highly effective is once you have established the support levels and resistance levels, the support are identified with these blue dots and these resistance levels are identified with these red dots. If you simply connect the dots, you can establish trend lines, and once the price action breaks these trend lines, you get either a buy or sell signal. So what I'll do is I'll start drawing out some of the trade setups using this strategy today. Our first entry during the US session would have been this up break here. So you can clearly see we connected these two red dots here, and as soon as the price action broke, either on the upside or downside, we get an entry. In this case, it was an upside break, which means we have a buy signal. Okay, so this was the position of the Renko brick closing past this trend line, which of course signals our buy entry, and this was a very a perfect entry. It went for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 pips. So I mean, it went for 50 pips. That was the total movement. But if you had caught a 50 or 60% of that movement, it was quite a profitable trade. But this was early on in the trading session. So if you had missed that original entry, the angled break, of course our rules state once you have horizontal break. So you notice that this red dot is higher than this one, so we don't use an angled trend line, we use a horizontal trend line. Okay, and if you had missed the original entry, you had another opportunity to take advantage of the rest of the movement at this point here. So again, this Renko brick closed past this trend line at this point, which signals our second entry of the day. And if you had missed that opportunity, you had one more chance at this point here. Again, another horizontal trend line, because this red dot is higher than the previous. When we have higher highs on the resistance levels, we use a horizontal trend line, not an angled. Okay, so then we just simply look for the price action to break this trend line, and it occurred at this point here. And again, so that was your third chance to get in and catch that trend. Okay, after that we had our first sell signal for the day, which was at this point here. We simply connect the dots. Okay, and you can clearly see that this white Renko break closed below this trend line. So that signals our sell signal for the day. And this was another great entry. A very clean entry. It went for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, over 80 pips. And again, if you're just looking for the first opposite candle to exit that trade, you would have caught a majority of that movement as well. So it was a great day to scalp the Euro-USD. As you can see, we had 4 great entries. And the rest of the movement here, this is all during the afternoon here. The market was consolidating, but I'm still going to show you how you can take advantage of smaller movements and still bank a few pips going later in the day. Even though the market is consolidating, you get smaller movements, but you can still take 10 to 15 pips as well, just scalping very short movements. So here we had a sell signal because we had a horizontal trend line, so that was a sell signal. And then if you had connected these two red dots, we had another buy entry at this point, and these are all 10 pip movements, which are they add up as well. So what I want to show you is although you get the majority of the movement during the first few hours of the open, you can still use this strategy later in the day while the market is consolidating to take smaller profits of 5 to 10 pips as well. So those were the 2 entries. We also had another sell entry at this point here, right? You can clearly see that this Renko brick closed below the trend line, and that was another sell entry as well. So another 30 pips later in the day while the market was really slow and consolidating. So a great day again to trade the Euro-USD. The market was moving very well. And that's our market recap for today. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be joining you again tomorrow afternoon with another market recap using our basic Renko strategy and combining it with support and resistance levels and simply drawing trend lines, either horizontal or angled, to determine the direction of the price. And this is a very simple yet very effective strategy. Also, I just wanted to mention that the zigzag indicator along with the market hours indicator the links are also in our description. You can download those and take advantage of those in your trading as well. So thank you again for tuning in, and I'll be joining you again tomorrow. Happy trading.